Captain's Log, Stardate 00925.3. Commander Phil Duffy and Command Trainee Lieutenant Sanna Mora are on an away mission to the L-class planet Jotun 3 after our sensors picked up an anomaly that Duffy took a personal interest in.
Who are they?
Lieutenant Mora, what are you talking about?
Duffy, you about finished with your little witch hunt?
Aye, aye, Captain. Just want to finish finding the source of that Zeta band radiation.
Getting some slight fluctuations from the surface of the planet, Captain. Going to try to make some adjustments to maintain orbit.
Thank you, Daken. Duffy, I understand getting our command trainees a field experience, but we are running out of time. Little witch hunt, little witch hunt, little witch hunt.
Must be some latent radiation.
Are we safe? We didn't bring any safety equipment or anything.
Perfectly safe. Lesson number 1. Always trust your science officer. I did a complete scan of Jotun 3, and while it's Class L, I didn't pick up any inherent dangers, atmospheric or otherwise. Just that very concentrated source of Zeta band radiation. It's remarkable to see that type of radiation in such a quantity on a planet like this.
Have you been on many away missions, sir? I would think as Chief Science Officer, you'd need to delegate many of those duties.
Oh, they let me stretch my legs every once in a while. Which brings me to lesson number 2. A command trainee like yourself needs to experience what the crew experiences, from the chief science officer down to the newest recruit. Makes you that much more cautious when it comes to making judgment calls. Although an uninhabited planet like this is hardly cause for concern.
A planet that's Class L, right? If that's true, then who are they?
Sir, we found what appears to be 3 life forms, despite our previous scans turning up negative.
Little witch hunt, little witch hunt.
Commander, the Zeta band radiation is increasing exponentially. Commander.
All must be ordered.
Oh no. Zikara, I need an emergency transport now. 2 to beam. A little young.
Duffy, something was picked up and eliminated by the bioscanning.
What a blast from my past.
Identify yourself.
Lieutenant Sanna Mora, sir.
Drogo, this is certainly Lieutenant Mora. The scanners confirm it.
Appearances aside, where have you two been? You were supposed to report back immediately. We've been having some trouble maintaining close orbit.
What do you mean? We were only down there for a few hours.
Duffy. Phil. It's been 5 days.
Well, Mora, I can't see anything inherently wrong with you. You're in perfect health for a 120-year-old.
I just don't understand.
She's right. It doesn't make any sense. According to the ship's chronometer, we were down on the planet's surface for days. Although, for us, it only felt like hours. And then this.
Duffy, it had to be those 3 figures that we saw, right?
What figures?
There were 3 figures shrouded. 2 of them made some sort of hand movement towards us, and this happened.
How did you get in here?
Duffy, are you sure you're feeling all right?
Yes. Yes, of course. Why do you ask?
Bridge to Commander Duffy.
Duffy here.
Phil, I need to see you on the bridge. Now, bring Dr. Patrick with you.
Run away.
Daken, what's gotten into you?
I will have you executed!
Coalition, come in coalition. Coalition, come in coalition. Daken, what's gotten into you? Daken! Coalition, come in coalition. Coalition, come in coalition. Coalition.
Who are you? What are you doing on the bridge? Captain Stone will be here any minute.
Who the hell's Captain Stone? Tim, you're the captain.
How did you get in here?
He has said that before, sister. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, sister. Interesting indeed. But will they still be interesting when we are done with them?
Who are you? What have you done?
He saw us below, yet he doesn't remember.
That is your doing, sister. But will he get free?
So you're saying that we all know each other and that I'm captain of the Deimos?
What was I saying? I was just...
Phil, something clearly is happening to the crew. Well, some of the crew anyway. Daken seems to have regressed to his planet's pre-Great Awakening culture. I can't get a word from Tathaan, and suddenly half the ship is populated by children or geriatrics. And there's this lack of knowledge. Some of the crew don't even know that they're in a federation or that the federation exists at all.
There were 3 figures. Humanoid. But they didn't register as life forms on our initial scans. But they spoke. And they're here, on this ship, right now.
You've told us that multiple times, Duffy. Only the crew is showing up on the scanners, if they're not all the right age.
Or rank, apparently.
And we have not been able to track down your 3 witches!
This can't be happening.
Oh, you don't like that ending, not sister?
Don't answer me, Phil. There's got to be a trick.
Why are you doing this? What's the point?
Time can be rather telling, not sister. Pull a thread, and the entire design unravels. But what is not seen can fill us so. Makes us stronger. Delicious.
Is this somehow feeding you? The temporal energy?
Lost tomorrows, lost befores,
and now lost.
And we're about 3 hours from this L-class planet Mr. Duffy has been so interested in. What was it again, Phil? Zeta band radiation and quantum level fluctuations?
Are you okay, Phil? You look like you've seen a ghost.
It's all mixed up.
Mixed up?
Yeah, I'm here. And then I'm there. And you were dead. And then these three figures appear out of nowhere. We can't go to Jotun 3.
What's the matter, Phil? Aren't you ready for your little witch hunt? 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 Little witch hunt?
Witches? He hurts us, sister, with words and more.
Too many possible timelines stretch out before us.
This will be our undoing, our unraveling, unless we cut them short. Small lives looping forever.
No, please don't.
The Not Sister speaks.
You feed on temporal energy, right? The possible timelines, the tomorrows, and the befores, and everything in between. But look at you.
What of it?
If we trim and cut, loop and tie, all will be order.
All will not be order. We never should have come here. We didn't know. You didn't register as life forms on our initial scans. We thought the planet was empty, but you can't cut the lives of 185 crew short. I know you're in pain, but you need to take us back to before we met you, before any of this happened. And we could just walk away.
A trip to the past.
Again?
And you'll be free.
You saw them too.
Lieutenant, I believe you've experienced more than your fair share of what a crew member would experience on any away mission, and more. Which brings me to lesson number 3. Never blindly trust your science officer.
I'm not sure what I trust anymore. Was any of that real?
It was a warning. A promise that some loose threads are better left alone. Captain?
Harper here.
2 to beam up, Captain.
Finish your little witch hunt?
You can say that again, but please don't. Sir.
Captain's Log Supplemental. According to Commander Duffy, these 3 beings only he and Mora seem to remember feed on the temporal energy of conscious beings, and while their alleged time on the Deimos may have started as a feast, the number of crew and their respective temporal energies quickly became too much for the creatures. Following this strange experience in orbit around Jotun 3, we contacted Starfleet to update existing records pertaining to the current classification of the planet. They said the update would take no time at all. Yes, Lieutenant.
Pardon my interruption.
Oh, nothing important. Just another report for Admiral Snow. What can I do for you?
It's about our most recent mission to Jotun 3.
Go ahead.
It says you know I'm Hagalean, and that means I'm more susceptible to things that we might collectively refer to as not normal.
Are you referring to your incapacitation on Epsilon Lyrae 4? Or Minoka? I know both were rather difficult for you.
It's about our most recent excursion to Jotun 3. I've been plagued by nightmares.
Nightmares? Not like the visions you had about the Minokan princess, I hope.
No, sir. Nothing like that.
So, what is so bothersome about these nightmares of yours, Daken? So bothersome that you've brought them to me.
I was on the starship Deimos and I killed you, sir.
Oh, you're serious? Were you planning to take over my ship, Daken?
Well, yes, sir.
Daken, now if you were home, safe, on Argelius too, you'd never give a second thought to these nocturnal wanderings of the mind. But out here, in the vastness of space, just quietness can grow.
Captain, I just feel like I'm not meant to be out here.
I think your experiences with the Minokan royalty would emphatically show that you were not only meant to be out here, you were needed out here. You literally changed the tragic history of a whole world, saved an entire family, and brought peace and tranquility to that planet. That has got to mean something. It does to me, and it should to you.
Captain, I killed you up there in orbit above Jotun 3.
Ah, but you didn't. You're here, and I'm here, and we're here having this conversation right now. These things are going to happen out here in space. That's just how it is. You can't let it bother you. You're just gonna have to get used to it.
And if I can't?
Well, give it some time. A few weeks at least. If you still can't get over it, then come see me, and I will personally see to it that you get back to Argelius too. Hell, we'll even get you there at Warp 8. That's a promise. Daken, you are a valued member of this crew. Remember that. If you find your destiny lies elsewhere, then so be it. Just let me know.
Thank you, sir. You've given me a lot to think about.
Anything else I can help you with?
No, sir. Nothing at this time.
Dismissed.